hold it against you. Hello, everyone. I'm coming to the Jenn Hayward Show 2022, and we're bringing it back from the dead. And we call that I used to own a courier company and didn't have time for consistency. For those who know, we did a live telethon this last Sunday. It was crazy. We had Biff Naked, Fred Penner, Crystal Shawanda, East Coast, so many artists from the East Coast. We had a puppet, we had songstresses, we had so many things. And it was so wonderful. Oh my God, my daughter is phoning me right now. How fantastic is that? She's wanting to know where her ride is. I don't know why she would be calling me knowing that I have a live broadcast, but that's what it's like when you're raising teenagers. They really have no boundaries around what you're doing in your personal time. But I didn't answer that, and I think that's a personal win. So if you are watching on my personal profile, understand that you cannot make comments for me to see. You can make as many comments as you want, but I can't engage with you until after. But if you head on over to the Jenn Hayward Show on Facebook, you can watch me there. I am also live on TikTok, but I'm doing that on my phone, not on my big thing. How crazy is this? So crazy. But they don't have the integratable connections yet. But everyone knows I love me some TikTok. So I'm going to do a little monologue, and today we have adventure seeker Sarah Jane Stewart will be on the show. We will be chatting, and then I will be about her adventures from 2021, her favorite traveling places. We're going to define what adventure is and have some fun there. And then I'm going to show an interview with a nun from Mazabuka that we aired this weekend, talk a little bit about that fundraiser. And then Sarah and I will close out the show by playing a game on the air. It's going to be fun. The Jenn Hayward Show, if you're not ready for, if you haven't seen it before, it's an eclectic mix. I'm a comedian, author, but also a former business owner. So I'm like a reluctant capitalist. I'm funny, but I also want to make money. So I'm trying to figure out the business end of this. And so I've been quite obsessed. Everyone's like, you should just be a blogger. I said, well, that would be great, but I just like to talk. I don't want to write. I already write for so many things. Why don't I write for CBC, things like that? I just want to talk and be myself. And we have 2 people right now on Facebook Live, one on the Jenn Hayward Show, one on the Jenn Hayward profile, and 4 on TikTok. So right now, TikTok is winning. Oh my God. Hang on, everyone. Janie, do you not have access to your father's information? Because I'm currently doing a live TikTok and my Facebook show.
I'm trying to ask you a question. I just know the answer.
Okay, I will send you money then. But in the future, if you could have more money in your bank account, I'm going to send you $30, okay?
Okay, sounds good. I'll get you what you need.
But I'm literally doing a live show right now.
Okay, bye.
Bye. All right, so everyone, that was my daughter. So while this is going on, I am going to send $30 in real time to my daughter, because that is how. So everyone on TikTok is lost. I've literally lost that momentum of 4 fans. So if everyone could just wait a minute, this is what I'm doing in real time. Wait, oh my God. I know I have my husband chiming in. Okay. If everyone could go away, I'm sending Janie some money right now. I'm literally doing this live on the show. I love you all. Go away. Thank you. All right. Oh, Melissa Beverly. Hello. Okay. So right now I'm going to my bank. I'm not going to tell you what bank it is. You know, Melissa, if you could do us a favor as our main viewer right now, if you could share the show. We don't expect lots of people the first few times we do this, but we are going to be consistent. Teenagers, right? Teenagers. Oh, that's all right. I'm not gonna, I almost like, you know, when you're typing, sometimes you say the words you're doing, and I almost spelled out my password on national internet-y. All right, that's right. First of all, can we all get a round of applause for me that I have $30 in my account? Thank you very much. I am going to send said $30 to my girl, because that's good. How do I do that? What was it again? Exactly. No, there's no money for anyone to be, how do I make the send money? All right, to my daughter. That's not what I have her in under. I have my daughter, who's lovely. All right. We're going to get more people. We're going to get more. I feel bad we lost the Insta following. 4 people. That's 4 more people. 4 more. Okay. I can't believe I'm actually doing this on the air. While I'm doing a live. This has got to be the absolute multitask. This is what people have to do in business meetings. They're in the middle of business meetings and they're like, hang on, I got to deal with my kid, right? So I have now sent her the money, and I think it's adorable that my husband and my daughter couldn't figure this out for themselves. So, all right, everybody, welcome back. Allow me to go back to my TikTok, and then pretty much one of my, oh, it's still on? Was it still on the whole time? Oh, okay. Anyway, so everyone got to, I don't even know, maybe people on TikTok saw my password. So, hello, everyone. Again, welcome to the Jenn Hayward Show. For those who just joined us, what you have missed is I was going to be doing a monologue, but my daughter called me, and then when I didn't answer, thought, hey, I'll just try her on Messenger, and tried me there. So I answered it, and she now has the money she so requested. So bowing down to her. She does not have money in her account because she bought too much weed. This segment brought to you by Camp Cannabis. All right, so the Jenn Hayward Show is an opportunity to work on collaboratively to promote local people that I support, and things of that nature. So mostly it's just for me to have fun. And I wanted to have it early in the day, but market research showed 5 o'clock was best, even though that's usually when I want to be in my pajamas. I thought, you're driving at 5 with Jenn Hayward. What? All right. So if anyone wants to share this with folks, super. If you don't, that's okay. It'll be here forever. What I want to talk to you every day, I'm going to be here Monday through Friday at 5 o'clock. I have special guests every day. Hello, everybody. And what I will be doing is giving one life tip or just discussing one thing related to connections. That is my big theme of this year. I have aimed to connect deeper with people. I have been to lived with the nuns in Zambia for 5 weeks. I'm an Indigenous feminist, but I found a way to connect and to get along, to not only get along, but to find commonalities. So off we go. Hello, Pamela. Hello, Jerry. Off we go. I lost my chat. What happened here? There we go. P says hello, hello to her too. Now, what I want to talk about today is why we sometimes have trouble communicating with people, because connections really starts with communication. So part of that is how we receive information. So who here has never had trauma in their life? Anyone had this perfect life? Well, if you look behind me, by the way, there's holes in the walls for my teenagers. I had a nice green screen, but it was taken down before I got here. So, we could wait to build it until they come. Like, don't start the show until I have the money for the infrastructure, or I'll just do it in my house, how I'm living. This is our creator house. This is where we have a lot of Levi's jeans for no particular reason that we're selling. And we have creator space. So basically we're going to be filming this. We're going to be green screening it. My husband has a podcast and a YouTube thing he does. My daughter does makeup tutorials. So this is now the family creator space. So today we're going to talk about cognitive distortions, but I'm only going to talk about one a day. I have to fill up 5 days of material. So we're going to talk about catastrophization, catastrophizing, so to speak. This is where, have anyone said, oh, you're making a mountain out of a molehill, or, oh, they're just dramatic. Well, maybe there's something behind that. And when we stop and don't go by our gut and seek to find the truth, maybe there is. Maybe they are just dramatic. Maybe they're a theater major and they are practicing for their next play. But it's also possible that they have gone through significant trauma in their life, or something has happened and they're waiting for things to fall. It could be a lot of things. So I use, and I know she's not watching, my mother is a great example of this. I used to not talk about my mom, but I feel very comfortable talking about her now. I love her, and we'll move on. But my family grew up in a crisis type state. And so everything was always a catastrophe. So, for example, in 2002, I collapsed when I worked at the YWCA of Regina. We still to this day don't know what happened, but I had a small seizure at work. Went to the hospital. I was home that night. Tests came back fine. They're probably I didn't eat enough, something like that. I was young. I wasn't healthy, but I was young. And I said, "Oh, to my husband, just don't tell my mom. Don't tell her. Don't tell my mom. Don't tell my mom." Um, and he told my mom because we were newly married and didn't know what to do. And so he told my mom. And I didn't get a call from her, but I got a call from my brother. It was like, I heard you were dying. And I was like, okay, nope, let's put this through the filter. So what happened is my mom hears something and goes to her worst fear. Now, I know this because I used to be like this as well. And it really can stunt you. So you hear something and you're like, oh my God, right? And so now we're all living. The reason I say this is try not to minimize that. But the way to get out of catastrophic thinking is to use evidence, right? And I mean, frankly, everyone could do this with COVID as well. And we actually should probably be more scared than we are. But catastrophic thinking on something is like dropping a dice and thinking you got hit by a boulder, right? And you just have to take the time with people to understand where they're coming from. So that's catastrophic thinking. Put the evidence down, right? The evidence, I was in the hospital for literally less than 4 hours, which never happens. And they were healthy enough and sent me home. And I know Saskatchewan doesn't have the best healthcare system, but if there was any danger after I had collapsed, they would have kept me there. But because of the way my mom filters information and the way that she then processed the information out, family drama occurred. So to have a better connection with someone who may have catastrophic thinking, or if you have it, when someone is giving you information and if the boss is calling you into the office, don't assume it's because you're fired, right? If your significant other needs to talk, don't assume that it's because they're breaking up with you. I'm not saying that's not what's happening. I'm just saying you don't know till you know. And that's Jenn's take on catastrophe. You can all bow with my wisdom and my hilarity. Wonderful. Thanks. Okay. Oh, I did something here. I don't know what I did, but I made everything too big on the screen for me. And I can't see what I'm doing, but that's okay. So I am going to bring out your first guest. And she is someone who is a very good friend of mine. Look at this. I still have someone on TikTok. I don't know how to do this on TikTok. I might go like this and make you just watch my TV. Or you can go to Facebook, The Jenn Hayward Show, or YouTube, The Jenn Hayward Show, 2 N's, and you can just watch it here. Oh, there we go. And I just burped because that's the kind of host I am. If you like it, like all the things, and come back every day at 5. All right. This lady is a friend of mine. I've known her for quite a few years and love reading her writing, love looking at her photos, not just because she has the most gorgeous family. You do. It's because everything is an adventure. So please welcome the amazing Sarah Jean Stewart. How are you, adventure seeker?
Hello, Jen. Nice to be here.
Look at that. I changed the bottom.
Is it but you changed it to the wrong thing. It's Adventure Seeker. So it's Adventure Seeker Sarah on TikTok, on Instagram.
Can you change it while we're talking?
Yeah, I will.
I'm holding a phone now. This is my first broadcast in a while.
I got this.
All right, so everyone can see my TikTok watching Sarah. That doesn't work. You'll just have to listen to me. Beautiful. And beautiful. I still have a live follower. There we go. She's fixing event. So I had no, you have to click the thingy.
It unfixed itself. It's okay though. Let's talk. I can multitask.
Yeah, we're talking. So Sarah, you are known as, a photographer and adventurer. Can you start with your definition of adventure? Because when I think adventure, I think, well, she's obviously, flying, free fall, free basing off of bridges, things like that. Is that adventure to you?
Well, it is. And that is adventure, but so is everything else. So an example I like to use, I find adventure everywhere. We were driving to Nova Scotia last summer first thing in the morning, and we stopped to get gas, and I saw a little field off in the distance, and off I went with my camera to go take macro photos of bugs, and I had my own little photo safari with the kids. And although it might not seem that exciting, that's an adventure all in itself, right? So I think adventure is everywhere and in everything you do, if you have the right excited attitude.
Well, I think that makes sense. So I think the attitude is everything, because I laughed when you said some things were adventures, and I said, you are such a nerd. Like I was like, oh my God. Because what are those things you like to read? I call them plaques, but there's something else.
Oh, the informational panels.
Yeah, the informational panels. Like, so your child is not even 2 years old, and he already knows to run from place to place and read those. I guarantee you, I have not read one of those my entire life, but I stopped to do it after you started talking about it, and I was like, that is interesting information I will not retain. But I did
a lot of cool stuff there. You're gonna get something out of it, right?
Well, it is. We went to some place where we went Thousand Islands Tower or something. My husband's like, we're going to be like Sarah. We're going on an adventure. And he took me to Perth, which was lovely. And I know you've done work in Perth, photography and otherwise. And then he took me to a tower, and we went up the elevator, and we're like, ooh, and then it had information. But for mostly, we were like, we're good. So you have to have an adventurous spirit, I think, meaning open to new things. Would that be a good definition?
I think so. I mean, I think you can find adventure around every single corner. Our first adventure of the year was just a hike at Mud Lake, which doesn't seem like it's that exciting. We've been to Mud Lake before, but I hadn't been there in the winter. And it was really cool to see, there's mushrooms everywhere and all kinds of lichen and lots of animals. There's lots of cool things to see. Yes, I'm going to talk about lichens. You're not getting around it.
She loves her lichens, everybody. Liking the lichens. But I'm... oh my goodness, just a touch to return. So by the way, I've learned that you can be on TikTok and leave TikTok live and go do other things, and it still records you. Not that anyone's watching. Anyway, so yes, lichens and things like that. But I remember one day I was like, what you doing today? And I know you had other plans, but you're like, sorry, there was a whole bunch of snakes by the train tracks, and I got to go take the kids to the snakes. And I was like, all right, but it kind of is cool when you think about it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I go down, there's a little forest just at the end of our street. And in the spring, I don't know if you remember this, but I made a habit of it to go down there every day, just for a few minutes, and go to the same place. And it actually sort of made me a believer in what they call place-based learning. Before, I was kind of like, why would you go do the same thing over and over and over? There's so many things to see. But every single day I went, I saw something new. I got to watch the space change throughout each day, and it actually was really interesting. So, and that's just, 20 meters from my house.
Excellent. Well, and that's it. And I think it's infectious what you're doing. So, you can't travel everywhere all the time because, well, one, COVID, two, children, all of the things that but you do homeschooling as well with your 4 girls and your little boy. And 4 of the most intelligent girls I've ever met. It's ridiculous when they're out triviaing me and my husband. It's just like, what? And sassy to boot, but as the preteens will be. But I remember one of our staff members this year was really struggling with with having to online school. And they were learning geology. And I remember, she was like, and it took like 4 hours for her to finish this sheet of matching the rock to the name of the rock. And the poor kid, she's spinning around in a chair. I'm distracting her, playing with her. And I remember it was the exact same day you took your 4 girls to a place where they have rocks, but you also put someone on with you, your friend Chris, who has like in-depth geology. And so your children had this adventure while they learned. So tell me more about your homeschooling and implementing adventure.
Yeah, that's sort of how we homeschool as best we can. I mean, sure, we do some book work and the kids have stuff they do on the computer, but as often as we can, we're actually going out and having adventures while learning, because that's what you're going to remember. I mean, do you remember anything you learned in a textbook in elementary school? Probably not. I don't remember
who. Right. That was it.
But I do
still don't
remember,
know how
like,
to
the
use it
field
properly.
trips.
I just remember that we did.
Yeah, exactly. So the one that you were talking about, there's an Ottawa geology tour that you can get online. You can print it out, you can bring it on your phone, and you go to each stop and learn about what's special about the geology in that spot.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I like geology, but I don't have extensive knowledge. But like you said, Chris does. So we got him on the phone, and at every stop, he was telling us all about what we were seeing. We were taking pictures and sending them to him so we could like look at all the things close up too. We on the geology vein, like we've been to Bancroft with a geologist, gone to a whole bunch of different dig sites and found our own minerals. We went to Herkimer in New York and dug for Herkimer diamonds, which is just petroleum, of course. But we got to go out and actually do that. And I think
insane.
that's, usually a better way to retain knowledge than reading a book about it. Now, I love reading, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, teenagers. I just want to on our TikTok live. So the people who just came on TikTok, which is more than my Facebook, which is interesting. Someone just said there's a big bug on my wall. No, that's a hole because I had angry teenagers, and I'm waiting for them to fix it. To be honest, it's been 2 years, but I'm not. But we are working on a green screen, so thanks for that. And what's happening now is I'm doing an interview on Facebook Live, but StreamYard will not link with them. So I just decided to be there in case someone wants to see my pretty face, and you can listen to my guest, but you can't see her. All right, thanks. But I just thought that was funny. I'm like, it does look like there's a giant bug about to get me. So Sarah, today we're talking. So Sarah will be on every Tuesday.
So I'm just a mystery voice on TikTok.
Pardon?
I'm just a mystery
TikTok,
voice on TikTok. Is that what's happening right now? I love it.
Oh, okay. I don't think it's your little. One of Sarah's kids is on there, but it says she's called That Little Bitch, and I'm like, is one of your children have a TikTok account that says That Little Bitch?
I don't think so. I feel like I would know.
I love
about
that name,
but
though,
you
by
never
the way.
know. I mean, anything could happen.
Absolutely. And thank you to Melissa Beverly for being here today. So Sarah is going to be here every Tuesday to talk about adventures and travel. And she's doing her top adventures from 2021. So this was all done during COVID, during all these times, but she managed to jam pack. So I want to see what her top adventures were.
That was a hard thing to write about, to be honest, because there were so many things that I wanted to fit in, but an article can only be so long.
Well, I'm assuming something with me is in there.
Well, I didn't get to see you. Like
I know
we were stuck.
Our adventures were online, which sounds dirtier than it is. We went to the worst movie
oh my god,
I don't know what it was, but there was ejaculation involved in a scene with some guy who was a knight or something, and I was like, this is weird. And then we went shopping to a secondhand store, and that was pretty much our 2021. And then we all saw each other at Christmas, and the world shut down again. So yes, carrying on your top adventures with next year, it's all going to be stuff with me. And I'm so selfish. And hey, that TikTok girl joined. Okay. So 2021, let's have it. Adventure Seeker Sarah.
That movie was weird though, man. And I've seen several people say that was their favorite movie of the year, just saying. So either there's something wrong with us or...
No, definitely something wrong with them. I remember. Okay. Oh, what is this? This is fascinating.
Ooh, look, I'm adding photos. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. So this is from a museum in Dartmouth.
Okay.
I don't know how many of you 4 people watching have been to Nova Scotia, but there's a Nova Scotia museum network. So you can buy a pass and go to all of the Nova Scotia museums. I mean, I'm sure.
Wait. You can go to all the museums in Nova Scotia, all of the boats carry on.
Hey, dude, there's a lot of museums in Nova Scotia. There are. They're fantastic.
And only because she's adorable. Carry on.
And I do find that like those little museums are sometimes the most exciting. We went to one tiny little museum in New Jersey, and the kids still say that it was their favorite museum anywhere we've been, and we've been to tons of major museums. But this one makes my top list for 2021. This is Evergreen House in Dartmouth. And what I liked about this place, among lots of other things, is that it was really interactive. So they had exhibits that like school children had contributed to. They have their standard stuff, learning about the Halifax explosion. They had a playroom that was from that time period, and the parlor, like all the stuff you would expect to see in a historic house museum. But then they also had a really extensive exhibit on Helen Creighton, and that was really cool.
Okay.
And they had a recording studio that you could rent out to use for free. Like, you just have to book it out. And I love seeing museums that have different ways to engage the community. That always makes me excited.
I would agree. Interactivity, number one thing I like for in a museum. Don't make me read a plaque, show me a movie, or make me touch something.
Well, man, I like the plaques too, but the touching something, that's what this photo is all about, right? That interactivity. They had a whole entire wardrobe full of costumes that you could try on.
Cool. So this is your eldest daughter.
So this is Lily, my eldest, who when we go adventuring, sometimes we try to take each of the girls on their own individual like half-day adventures. Yes. And so this was one of the places that we went with Lily. And I really loved that they had some way to, lots of ways to engage you, but I thought this was really neat. I like costumes and wardrobes. So this was kind of a fun one for me. So Evergreen House in Dartmouth, my top museum of the year.
Evergreen,
lots of other awesome ones.
Dartmouth is the best museum in Canada. You heard it here first. First, you have to go to Dartmouth.
I mean, it was my favorite thing that we've done for my own special reasons. Lots of other great museums to see. I mean, I could list a dozen museums that we went to that I all have, every single one of them, I have reasons that I could put them at the top of my list. Okay. But, if you go find my profile on A Canada Travel, on their travel talk community, I have photos of everywhere we've been this year, and there'll be lots of other cool museums there. And lots more photos from Evergreen House as well.
Okay, so go to travel. Yes. Okay, next photo.
All right, so this is where it gets a little weird.
This is where not having my daughter looking like, this is.
No. Oh, I mean, they're all kind of weird in their own way.
You guys need to go to the Jenn Hayward show on Facebook. That's all I'm saying. I can't show this. Okay, so show us. This looks like a worm.
So I think it's actually like a lightning bug toy. But anyways, I really like finding weird, quirky adventures. That's kind of my thing. I go find weird stuff and then send other people to see it too. I get excited about things that are a little offbeat. And this place is called the Dollhouse. This is in Toronto. And it's a lady who has covered her whole entire house in dolls and toys.
I remember how creepy that looked.
Crazy. It was creepy. Well, I mean, it is creepy to an extent. Go find my profile and look at all the photos.
Adventure Seeker Sarah. This is a teaser to a lot more pictures of creepy dolls.
Photos. I literally have
many creepy dolls. Thank you for the likes, everyone, by the way. I'm not even noticing that. I've got 339 likes. I think that's all for me.
Yeah, so like I have tens of thousands of photos of the things that we've done just last year, and that was during a pandemic. So
you want creepy dolls, you go to Adventure Seeker Sarah on Instagram.
It's a little creepy, sure, but it's whimsical and different, right?
Absolutely, and different is what you're about for
everywhere. It was like really quite something. That's on that same trip. We found a bunch of labyrinths in Toronto. We went to the zoo in High Park, which is free. So there's all kinds of neat little things you can find if you just hunt around.
It's amazing. By the way, I think your kids are just and Josh is on too. See, I really wish they could integrate TikTok because now that, by the way, smoke show picture. Let me see if I can show people this on the see how it shows. Okay, tell us about this hottie here that I've met.
So this night was amazing. This is my favorite food experience of 2021. I went to the media opening of
now we're talking about my stuff, food.
Yeah. Oh man, Jen, you have to go to this place because not only was the food amazing, like a top chef, it was a phenomenal culinary experience, which is, how much I love food. So great drinks, great food, but it was also this crazy immersive art experience. So you can kind of see a little bit in the background there, but the whole entire place is painted like a blacklight rainforest from the floors to the ceiling.
And this was an opening, right? Like you were at this exclusive event. Awesome.
It was amazing. Like I would recommend this place to people 1,000 times over.
And there's a reason I did, because I was like, I'm going to go with you. I don't care. And then I was out of the country or I was out somewhere.
Yeah.
I went to pick up a dog in Louisiana for no reason.
Yeah. So this place, if you are in Toronto, last time I looked before Christmas, they we're already booking into January. But if you get a chance, definitely go to Selva Toronto, SELVA, and they're on Instagram as well. You can find them there. It was phenomenal. You'll never have better food, and then you also get to like hang out in a blacklight jungle, which is pretty cool.
So for those on TikTok, I'm just paraphrasing in case you didn't hear, go to Adventure Seeker Sarah on TikTok, on Instagram, and you will see all of these amazing things. All right, next photo.
I'm going to keep uploading things as we talk, but I'll add this next one in a minute. But I'm going to tell you, remember I said that things keep getting weird. So you know how much we like Halloween, right?
Yeah, okay, I just need to caveat. It's not just a like of Halloween, it's a slight obsession with Halloween. I used to own a warehouse, and they said, do you mind if we just put a couple bucks? 18 storage rooms, no, but it was a lot of Halloween stuff. They really collect stuff.
So
Can
much.
I join your live? Someone said, unfortunately not right now, I'm sorry, I'm doing a live here, but another time I will learn how to do that. So whoever you are, fish lover, you and I are going to do a live later. You message me. All right, carrying on. But Adventure Seeker Sarah.
So yes, we like Halloween just a little bit.
Right.
We've run our own haunt in our yard. There was a whole entire great big walk through haunt. The first year that we had no Halloween because of COVID, we thought it was a nice way to, still have the kids be able to do something. We booked people in their family groups so that they were spaced out from other people, made sure everyone was always 6 feet apart. We had 800 people through. It was crazy, but we like Halloween a lot. And this year, we made a point of it to go to as many Halloween attractions as we could. Now, again, like the museums, I could give you something amazing about each of them that could have put it at the top of the list. But there was this one place in Kentville, Nova Scotia, Phantom's Freak Show.
I don't like that.
And what vaulted this one is that... Hello? Yeah, sorry. Spoiler. Scary clown. So what vaulted this one to the top is that this is run by 2 special effects artists. So before we even went into the haunt, we saw their studio, which is the size of the whole entire top floor of my house, or no, bigger. It was amazing. Just all special effects, prosthetics, costumes. It was phenomenal. But going into this thing, every room that you stepped into was like walking into a new movie set. It was just so phenomenal. And from what I understand, they change it up each year, so you never know what you're walking into, which is fabulous.
Because you weren't in Nova Scotia. Oh, you were there. It was October, right?
Yeah, we went twice this year. We basically zoomed into Nova Scotia the second they would let us in and went in the summer. Okay. And then we went back again in October because we were doing some things in Cape Breton and then tacked some haunts onto that. So.
By the way, one of your daughters was on the TikTok and said, this is very fun, but I was there, so I'm going.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Something new, I'll join. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, she has seen these things. She was there. Yeah. She makes that
is spooky. That's really
it is, but it's so cool, right? And that's just one of dozens and dozens of characters throughout the whole thing. This thing was amazing. All of the haunts that we went to were great for their own reasons, but this one wins because of the movie atmosphere. Everything down to, they even had smells piped in. It was quite something.
Okay. All right, let's see the next one.
All right. So
How scared am I gonna be now?
You know that I like art, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
yes, I remember this one. By the way, your child has grown so much since this. This is an artist. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, tell us about this.
So this is also in Dartmouth. We spent a lot of time in Nova Scotia this year. And this was another one of our solo adventures. And by solo, I mean the baby gets to come too. But we took Violet out for a few different things, one of which was the downtown Dartmouth art walk. Now, downtown Dartmouth has grown so much. There's so many new businesses there. There's breweries. There's a cider place. There's all of this amazing art. And you can go during the day, and there's lots of cool murals and stuff. And this looks really cool even in the daytime. But then at night, this happens. And it's not the only light up thing. There's all kinds. There's entire walls of LEDs doing cool things. There's all an alleyway that's strung all with lights that you can do pictures in. If you're into finding Instagrammable spots, this was so cool. Like, just
Yeah, because I remember you had some really kick-ass photos from
yeah,
that.
again, like if you go to any of my profiles, you'll see a million photos of everything I'm talking about here. But that was just like so cool. And it seems to be that not a lot of people that live there that I know actually had been here. And
Yeah.
I posted photos and they're like, what? Where's that? It's literally down the road from you. So that's what I mean about going out and finding new adventures and sharing those with people. I want everybody to see this. This is really cool.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna do. There's a bunch more, but I won't do this forever. But I am gonna show you probably our weirdest adventure of 2021.
I want the weirdest adventure.
So the Screaming Heads is.
Ooh.
So this is in Berks Falls in Ontario.
In Brooks Falls. Where is that?
Falls. So it's sort of like Halliburton-esque. It's a little bit further than that, but
Pretend I'm not from Ontario. How far is it from Toronto or Ottawa?
it's a couple of hours from Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah. So Berks Falls is where this is. And if you just look up the Screaming Heads, you'll find it. I don't know if you're familiar with the Atlas Obscura, but Atlas Obscura is like a guide for finding all the weird stuff in every place.
Right.
And this is one of the only Canadian entries because it's freaking weird, but awesome. So this is just one of dozens and dozens of giant sculptures. Like this is stories high. But not only are there a bunch of these screaming heads and like these crazy concrete hands reaching out of the ground, and there's the artist lives there in a castle that he built.
Yeah.
And there's like white peacocks walking around everywhere.
And Sarah, how did you find this?
That's a good question. I sort of troll every travel website you can think of. I look in groups to see what people have done. I look through TikTok and Instagram. I ask other travelers. Like, I'm hunting down all of the weirdest things I can in every way you could possibly think of. Every once in a while, it's because we drive by something and see a sign. And I'm like, no, we gotta go there.
A comment just came up on here, not on there, which is weird for you. And it said, weird but awesome describes adventure seeker Sarah. That is from Joshua Hayward, my husband.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, lots of weird over here, that's for sure. But this place, like, I can't even adequately describe it. You're basically just wandering through fields of giant wailing heads.
That's you know what scares me is those windmills for like the energy when I drive through and there's so many. Is it kind of like that where there's just like it's eerily silent except for that?
I mean, it is, but there's animals there. There's all kinds of stuff going on. You've got like the trails that you walk through. When we went there, they were tearing down from a music festival that they had in this space.
What is it called again?
Screaming Heads.
The Screaming Heads near Halliburton. So
yeah, in Berks Falls.
In Berks Falls. So the main way for them to find out more about all of these, besides coming every Tuesday where she'll have some more adventure tips, things like that, is to go to Adventure Seeker Sarah. Yeah. So thank you for that segment, Sarah. I'm actually going to keep you on if that's okay.
Sure thing.
But I'm just changing the bottom. I'm learning all my little things. So I'm taking the Adventure Seeker Sarah off. So we can see both our names, and I'm making our big heads even bigger. Jen. All right. Hi, Rob Gaudette. You are joining a very weird segment of the Jenn Hayward Show because if you go on Facebook, you can actually see my guest. I decided the item for Sister Rosalia, the tape was too long, and I want to actually do that separately on another day. But I want to, first of all, use this forum to say thank you very much to Sarah and her family who helped with the broadcast this weekend. 5 hours. I'm yapping away. She's in the background, bossing everyone around in a good way, in a production way, making sure everything, flowed smoothly. And we had an amazing time. Biff Naked, Fred Penner, Crystal Shawanda, but also so many smaller acts who blew us away. So there was one, Tara Shannon, had two guests as well from Willow Sound Studio, and they did an a cappella song. And I wasn't on screen, thank goodness, and I started crying. And music doesn't usually move. I'm a comedy. Here's my comedians. We're gonna I gave up my interview with Fred Penner to Sarah. People think that's crazy. Someone's telling me a joke. Fuck off. Oops, I said I wasn't going to swear. You want a joke? Show up at 5 during the monologue. But Sarah, how was that experience for you this weekend, being part of that whole thing? Of course, with one of your best friends helps, but tell us more about that.
Well, it was fantastic just off the bat because we're raising money for a really good cause.
Which,
So,
by the way, I am putting in the comments. We are still accepting money, so donate generously, share, etc. Okay, carrying on.
yes, that was me on Sunday, just constantly nagging people for money, and I'll do it again.
We'll keep doing
donate
it
money.
until it's raised. I'm dancing now on TikTok for this stuff. So yeah.
And if you can't donate, that's fine too. But share, so other people will. But it was a fantastic experience, and you're right. Some of the acts that I hadn't heard of just blew me away. It was phenomenal.
For people who don't know, so on TikTok you don't know it because it's not connected, but on Facebook, our backhand here, you can see the people in the green room. Actually, I can show you. Is that it looks like this. So we can see the people in the bottom. And so we can see the end. So you only see the front. But so I had Bernadette and she was from Busia County, Kenya, and she was there for the whole thing. And she's watching, but boom, those 3 women came out. And and Fred Penner was in the green room. And Tara Shannon, if you're reading, or if you're seeing this, if not, we'll tell you. I'll tell you when you're on the show. Fred Penner was like, yeah. And he was just so into you because they were so good.
They were.
And I think, and everyone donated their time. So please donate. Sarah and I and more women and men we are committed to finishing this. It is a hard time to fundraise, but we are committed because these are charities we know. I have been on the ground, and we're partnering with Hera Mission with Peggy and her crew. They're a registered charity for 10 years or 15 years, sorry. We didn't want to just raise money and then say, how do I get this to Africa legally without getting in trouble? I do not want, so we know these people, we know the work, and it's good. So please, if you can, take part of it. One way they can help is we have a TikTok dance challenge, and it's a Dance for Hera. Hera is Hera, and it means like above love. And we're just trying to get some, we know not everyone can give, but I will tell you, someone who can barely afford food from Zambia gave $5, and that was so moving because there's like a $2 fee to have to donate or something. And so, there's other ways. Do a challenge, just donate money, proceeds of your sales. But I'm going to be nagging people for 30 days straight, and I will be selling more stuff for it. I don't care. I'll start selling my kids. It's all good. No, I'm kidding.
I'll be right there with you nagging people. Don't worry. But it's true, though, what you said. I mean, I noticed that some of the people that I personally know that donated are the people that I know probably don't really have the extra money to be donating, but can see
Isn't that the case usually?
Cause,
is it
right?
People who are moved? And anyone who hears Bernadette talk, or anyone who hears Peggy talk, or anyone who hears us talk about it, gets excited about it. And it's literally cut out Starbucks, 2 Starbucks, $15, $20. And that money, it's not, we'll feed a family for, it's not that. These are social enterprises. So $120 will be invested for generations to come, because it is microfinancing that is being lent out. It is scholarships that is going out. It is a children's hall that is sustainable. The new model of fundraising is to have sustainable, because they don't want us to have to come back in 2 years finding more money. This is one-time funding. So I just wanted to nag everyone about that. So if you're on TikTok, please do the Dance for Hera. You can go to my profile and you can see me horribly dance to a rap song that I was like, yeah. And then halfway through, I was like, oh, I listened to the lyrics and it's not very good. I am a bad feminist for listening to this. But it was really good.
That maybe makes it extra funny, actually. I don't know.
And I will be dancing every single day. I think my Facebook is now gone, or it went dead. So everyone on TikTok is like, and everyone, I mean Lily and Josh. So before, and something just happened really cool, is it just showed me what this looks like without the backhand. I didn't know I could do that. So
Oh.
I was like, all right. We are going to play a small game of story cubes.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know
fun.
the rules.
I
So
don't either.
we're just going to do this. We are going to improv this, baby. We are going to roll. These are all dice with different things that could be on them. And then Sarah will start. I'll tell her what dice she got. She'll start the story. I'll finish. And by the end, we got a story, baby. Wish us luck. That was me blowing on the dice because they're my dice. And I don't have to worry about germs. Screw you, COVID. I mean, all right. Oh, God, of course. Sarah's. Where's my thing? Hers first one is a B. All right. Start the story.
Oh,
with the B.
excellent. All right. So once there was a little bee who found a beautiful garden full of flowers. But then, as he was trying to pollinate, he noticed that the neighbor was spraying pesticides on their lawn. Can you tell him a little salty about that? Okay, carry on, Jen.
There is light bulb. So I had an idea. Okay, your turn. It's a castle or a tower.
You didn't add to the story, Jen. Come on, that's cheating. What's his idea?
And the idea is related to the next dice, which is a castle.
All right. So he thought about it and realized that maybe the neighbor was just doing that because they say that a man's home is his castle and he wanted it to look nice. But he wasn't thinking about the fact that he was killing all the freaking bees, and we need them too.
Of course, you turned this into a pro-pollination propaganda segment using the Jenn Hayward Show storytelling for.
Hey, you know who you brought on. Get over it.
I know. I was like, and honestly, I've heard pollination is important from lots of people.
We would like to keep eating things, right? So maybe don't kill all of our bees.
Okay. So they decided that in front of their lawn, with all of their Halloween decorations, mixed with their Christmas decorations, mixed with their Irish, mixed with the whatever, Sarah likes to collect stuff, that they would have a dramatic interpretation of the benefits of pollination. And Sarah's next part is an apple.
And because of that, the whole neighborhood learned that they wouldn't have their apples or most of their other food if they didn't just leave the freaking bees alone. The end.
The end. Yeah, no. We'll try again later. I dropped one. Lost forever, not bending. All right.
I'm also a Butterfly Way Ranger with the David Suzuki Foundation, so yes. There might be some propaganda in here. Just saying.
Well, yeah, it's okay. That's a good propaganda for sure. All right. So, Sarah, I want to thank you. You'll be back next Tuesday with new stories to tell, new pictures. And I'm sure she's going to, now that, like, I didn't give her much notice today because I was still, and the key here, but I'll actually say goodbye first properly. I have to treat people like their guests, not just like my friends. And, she's doing stuff in the background too. She has admin privileges, but Tuesdays will be travel day with Sarah. So you're going to learn lots about adventuring, and you will see that her personality, her family, her life is as infectious as it seems, but in a good way, not in a COVID-y way. So thanks, Sarah, for coming. And I'm going to just remove her. That's what we do. That's right. I'm putting my own. One thing we're going to find out if someone knows about StreamYard is how to have more than one of those logos up at once. So that's the Jenn Hayward Show. We are finessing it as we go. We're seeing what people like and don't. And if someone came to me and said, Jen, I want to gain a following on a show, I would say consistent time, consistent place, consistent branding. And I've never done that. And that's what I'm doing now. So do I feel sad that I didn't have a lot of viewers? Nope. Do I feel happy? Not really. But I will be here every weekday at 5:00 waiting, because I like to have my bath. So I'll have it right after. And so tomorrow I will be here with some jokes. I will be here with Simone Holder, one of the funniest women in Ottawa. Never mind, almost in Canada. And we'll have some more stories for you. So I want to thank you for tuning in. Tell people every day, 5 o'clock on the Jenn Hayward Show, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Maybe one day I'll figure out how to do that. And TikTok, except for you can't actually see the people. But TikTok, actually, I get more traction from because Sarah's kids will watch every day at 5 and just press likes for an hour. So
Ha, I have admin privileges. I'm adding myself back in.
what surprise guest? Oh my God! Is this one of those things where you surprised me with a cake or something?
No cake for you. I just wanted to say that if people are looking at my profiles and see something that they'd like to know more about, because we did so much that I haven't had a chance to write about everything, that you can always let me know. And when I come on the show on Tuesdays, if there's something someone wants to learn more about, I can do that.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. But not all of my guests will have admin privileges. That's too much. I'm not giving my husband. Thursdays, we are having, just for more information about the show, Thursdays, Josh Hayward, my husband, has that beer thing. He'll be talking about his beer of the week. Fridays, we're going to have Trevor Thompson come on and Trevor's Take, which will likely be he's angry about something. And on Mondays, Andre the puppet from Bobby Knopf is going to be here doing a special thing. So we've got a nice thing. We're waiting for a Wednesday theme. It hasn't come up yet. I want to do Woke Wednesday, but if I'm doing Life Right, every day should be woke. Maybe. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.